Good afternoon to everyone, wherever you are today in the global village. This is Therapeutic Thursdays, and it's a place where mental health and spirituality converge. It converge so that we can um, get through the process of transforming, transforming our minds, our mindset, so that we could cross over into the life that we were created to live. And this can only occur when we pivot and move to, as I said, a higher level in your personal development. I am Dr. S. Regina Pierre Robertson, a mental health advocate and leadership consultant. Now, what do I mean by an advocate? An advocate is an important means of raising awareness on mental health issues and answering and ensuring that mental health is on the national agenda of a government's of any government, because what we're doing, we are saying that a healthy mind leads to a productive nation. I saw that clip, someone posted it, and I thought that was very significant that I can share today, that a healthy mind leads to a productive nation, a productive nation. So it is my esteemed honor today to be allowed to join you for lunch, joining you for lunch today. And I'd like to say hello and good afternoon to our professor, Dr. Jared Akama Onyari. Thank you for being here with me today, and those who would join either now or later on. I really appreciate your support. So today, we are being challenged to go to a place called there, going to a place called there, to take a look at the vision of you and the vision of me. And it's about using the most powerful tool that we were given. To choose to live in a more excellent way, the type of life that that we were created to live, to be, and become. So today, I'm encouraging us to take a deep dive to see beyond what the naked eyes can see. It's about minding your business, and minding my business. It's about doing an assessment, planning, implementation, and evaluation of the business that is you. You know, many times we look at other people's business. We get involved in other people's business to the extent where we don't have the time to take a look at our own business. There's something called the business of you. And I remember doing that with a young lady called Sandra Kemayu, who did these retreats. And I would work with her on these retreats, because the intent of those retreats were to take a look at you. Don't look to the left, don't look to the right, don't look at your neighbor, but look at you. Take an introspective look at you, where you are and where you ought to be. So I want to touch on a couple of those things. as we go along today in this lunch session. So while you're eating your lunch, uh, you can be. This is an interactive session where you can come in, put your notes. If there's any questions you have, any suggestions that you have, feel free to put it out, and we will take a look at what you're saying there. So we're saying, as I said about the business of you, it's about taking note of the results of the evaluation that you would get when you take care of the business of you. Okay? And it's about having the courage to do the work. When you get the results, do you have the courage to do the work, to tackle those areas in your life that needs to be worked on? Now, there's a reason why we're doing this, because every one of us, as I said before, it is imperative that every one of us stop. We stop, we look, we listen. We stop and we relearn those things that we've learned, those things that we heard, that have has had some significant impact on our lives. So we want to stop and take a look at those things and see, is there any truth in this? And how is my life moving? Where am I going as a result of this information that I have had or I have experienced? Because, as I said before, a healthy mind leads to a productive nation. So I want to share this with you before we start the assessment. We're going to do an assessment. We're going to look at planning, implementation of that assessment and the planning. We're going to implement it, and then to take a look the evaluation. Is it going the way it should? Does it coincide with the vision of who I am? Are there changes that I need to make in my life? And the changes that I need to make in my life is based on now doing a re-evaluation. Did I move? Did I shift? Did I pivot? Is there any transformation taking place in my life? Because it is critical. It is critical. So it's important to know that the past we have experienced is the past. We have lived the past. Today, we are not here to pontificate about the past and lament on the failed strategies and policies that we are so acutely aware of, that we are blaming ourselves and believing that we are stuck at a place. We are stuck at a place and we can't move. No, that's not what we're saying at all. Now, what we're saying is that at no time, there's no better time than now for the sleeping giant that's awakened in you and I, that is there situated in you and I. There's no better time for that sleeping giant to wake up and take up its rightful place here in society. Now, again, it's important to know that you and I came with all the attributes, the power, the tenacity, the sagacity, the boldness. All of that is a part of our genome. Because remember, all when we were created, the very essence of the Creator was placed within us, strategically placed within us. In our DNA is what is where the information that we need to retrieve and to pull out of us, it's there. We don't have to go searching. We don't have to listen to the evaluation, the assumptions of someone who says that we can't. No, we have to know that we can, and that because we know that we can, we must be brave enough to do that evaluation. So it's a psychosocial evaluation and a spiritual evaluation that we're doing, because remember, we're saying that mental health and spirituality, they converge, they merge together. Because why? Because the answers are in us. It's all up to you and I if we want and if we are ready to do the work, because the answers are in you and I. You are not a failure. You may have challenges, but you are not a failure. And failure is not an option that you and I have. We don't. We've got to move, because remember, again, I am saying that a healthy mind, and even though I do this, it's just a way of letting us know, because the mind is not just this. But even though I do this, I'm trying to make a point. Trying to make a point that our thought patterns and the moves that we make, the decisions that we make based on our thought patterns, is what makes us now move on those decisions. And the moves that we make could be correct or incorrect based on the information that we got. Did you process the information that you got? Is it true? Is it false? And that's something we're going to look at. Now, you and I have to be solution focused, because remember, we're working on the business of you. You are a business. See yourself as a business. You must have goals. You must have objectives. You must have outcomes. And you must know, is this business healthy? Is this business serving as it was designed to serve? Is it making a difference? Is it causing change? Hello, Wanda. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. It's lunchtime. You can have your lunch as you pass through. Good to see you. So as I said, it is critical. It is critical that we focus on the business. Now, we can do this. I know we can. And this is why. Remember when Barack Obama was running for elections? There was something he said all the time. He said, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Everything they did, everywhere they go, that was their way of pumping people up and getting them energized. It seemed impossible, a Black man running for president of the United States of America. This is crazy. This is crazy. But he had a vision. He had a vision. And he said, yes, we can. And by saying, yes, we can, they did everything possible. They made it their business to bring that vision into fruition. Where did that vision come from? That was within him before he was born. Before the foundation of this world was laid out, he was chosen. He was chosen for that position. He believed in it and he went for it. He said, yes, we can. And I want to say to us today, if we want to be transformed, our lives to be transformed, if we want to make the changes that are necessary to be made, if we want to complete the mission, the mandate, the mantle that has been placed on us, we have to have a sound mind. We have to have a sound mind and be willing to not look to the left or not look to the right, but we must be willing to say, yes, I can. The odds may seem against you, but your vision dictates that you can do it. So, having said yes, we can, we have to realize that the future of our children and their children are depending on us not giving up. You see, for you and I, failure is not an option. Failure is not an option. Hi, Miss Zenobia. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Failure is not an option for you and I. The next generation, they're depending on us. So we have to do it. We are not here to ask for handouts, you know. We are here to let it be known that no matter what is done or accomplished, if the mental health of an individual is not deemed as crucial, there can be no well-being for everyone. Mental health, as I've said before, and I'll continue to say, is the birthright of every individual. For it is written that we were not given the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Therefore, a sound mind matters. Your sound mind matters. It is your birthright. It is yours to have. Could you imagine that you were sent here with a mandate? You were chosen. You were chosen to do a work on behalf of the kingdom. On behalf of the kingdom of God, you were chosen to do a work. So we don't have to look at what someone else got, what someone else received, and we didn't. Someone else is further along. No. You and I were given, were created, and what we were needing to do the work that we need to do was already downloaded in us. So if it took one talent to accomplish the work, it's okay. The one talent doesn't diminish you. The one talent doesn't say you're not as smart as the other person who received 5 talents. No, that person received 5 talents because the lane they were placed in and the work that they had to do required 5 talents in order to do the work. So don't look at the acumen of someone else. focus on you. Let the focus be on you. Let this mind, which was in Christ Jesus, let that same mind be in you so that you can say, yes, I can. No matter what is going on in the world, you can say, yes, I can. Yes, I can. We need to exercise our birthright. Now, just imagine the UN has 17 sustainable developmental goals, which they expect to achieve in 2030. And that's good. On its own, it's commendable. However, how could it be achieved if the mind is not aligned to the work that has to be done? So today, I want us to look at this. I want us to look at the fact that in order for us to align ourselves and do the work so that we can be the change agent in the community that we were given. You see, I always say that we all were given a community. We were all given a community in order to take care of. Miss Zenobia says that her instruments are messing up, so she would catch the replay. I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad that you did take the time to pass through here the lunchtime. God bless you. So, as I said, today I want us to do something, do an exercise that we need to, in order that we can be successful at what we were sent to do. Because remember, it takes all of us to make the plan work so that those sustainable development goals can be achieved for everyone, everywhere in the global village. So that all whether it's poverty alleviation, whether it's access to a good education, whether it's health and well-being, regardless of what it is. There's 17 goals, whether it's gender equality, whatever area we were placed in, whichever lane we were placed into it, we know that it can be accomplished if we all take note of the fact that we were given a sound mind. We would never be given a corrupt mind. How can we be given a corrupt mind to come and be a success? How could you have a corrupt mind and you need to do a work on behalf of the kingdom? So this is where we begin to now look at, be brave enough to look at those challenges that we have been facing, that we have faced. And we know that those challenges came to make us strong. Those challenges are part of the preparation to get us to that place where we can do what we came here to do. Listen, you and I can't accomplish a particular work if we're not well prepared. You cannot go and apply for a position as a professor or as a doctor if you did not do the work. Did you go to school? Did you pass the courses? Did you go from one level to another level? Did you earn your certification? Are you at the place now where you could be trusted to be a surgeon so that you could go in and remove things that are unnecessary? They are failed, they're not working, and they're a hindrance to the health and well-being of a person. Can you do that? But how can you do that if you have not been through the process? Would you want someone who doesn't have the background, the training to take care of you as a delicate work of art, a designer's original, a one of a kind, knowing that there's only one you, one me? Would you want to compromise that with someone who don't know what they're doing? And this is what we are looking at. Are we at that place where we can do what it is we are sent for? Have we negated the fact that we have to be prepared? Are we so discombobulated about the experiences that we've had and therewith, poor me, not knowing that you were already given the authority to rule and to reign. You were already prepared to take care, to be a caretaker of the vineyard. But you came to take care of what you were sent to take care of, but you have to be prepared. So the experiences that you have is what, or you had, or you're still having, is what takes us to the place where we can do a great job with what we are sent to do. So here comes now the assessment. The assessment includes the vision. So we are looking at, who are you? Who are you? And what were you sent here to do? Now your vision, the vision tells you about you. Your vision is able to take you to that place where you could see and you can have the same thoughts and ideas as your creator. Your vision helps to keep you aligned in knowing who you are. Your vision is inclusive of your birthright. Okay, this is what I was sent here to do, and this is what I'm going to need in order to accomplish this. I have to adhere to his word that tells me that I am well able to do exceeding abundantly above and beyond anything that I can think of or ask for. Now, I'm asking you, let me stop for one moment and ask you if you could share, tag, and invite someone to come on and have lunch with us. I would appreciate that very much. So as I'm saying, the vision will help you to keep focused. You know who you are. You know why you're here. And in spite of the things that are happening to you, you know that this is part of the process. So I'm not going to get stuck at the gate, beautiful. I'm going to remember that I'm here on assignment and that there are people in the village, the global village, that are waiting on my gifts and talent, and that I have the anointing. I am prepared to do what I'm sent here to do. So your thoughts are going to a higher level where you are confident. You have to be confident. Now, confidence doesn't come overnight. It takes work. You fall down, but you get up. You don't stay down. Even if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world, but it's a learning process. So when you make a mistake, you know that, okay, I made the mistake. You may feel bad about it. You may cower for a little, and that's okay. That's okay. It's okay to make mistakes because that's how you learn. That's how we learn. Sometimes our mistakes are costly, but we learn. We learn. Sometimes we learn some hard lessons, but we have to get our thoughts to the place where we are not following a narrative that says, I'm no good. I can't do this. How do you know you can't? Who told you you can't? What thoughts? Who are you listening to? What are you using to feed your mind? So we have to be careful about how we think. Now, you have to remember that we have strengths and we have weaknesses. We are not strong in every area, but there's an area that we have strengths in, and we must understand that. And yes, you're going to need help in order to accomplish what you have to accomplish, so that we can get to that place in the global village where we understand that each one can help one. Remember, we are told that one can chase 1,000 and two could put 10,000 to flight, meaning that there's a limit to what you can do on your own. But if we can support and help each other, we realize that together we can do tremendous work in the global village. And those very goals that are needed to be sustainable so that the development of a people, the development of a country can be taken from one level to the next is dependent on each of us doing our part. So once we understand that with the assessment, we go on to the planning. That's the process. And the planning is based on the data we receive from the assessment. Now, you can only plan if you believe what you received in the assessment. Do you believe that you were sent here on a mission? Do you believe that your mission is divine? Do you believe that you were sent here with answers to solve a problem? Do you believe that you are part of the process and you cannot afford to be missing in action? Do you believe that you have what it takes? When you believe those things, you're planning now, you're planning. You're planning how you're going to proceed. And you proceed based on the knowledge and the information that you receive. You believe that your creator designed you specifically for this mission. And if you believe it, then you're planning. You have your blinders on. You're planning because you believe. And you believe that you would need to change based on what you see in the assessment if it's not in keeping with who you are and what you were sent to do. You realize that, you know what? There's some change that needs to take place to get me to where I need to be. So that's why, again, we remember, as I said before, it's with the mind that we serve God. It's with the mind that we do what we have to do for the kingdom. So when it says again, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, you're willing now and you're ready because you have done the assessment and you're doing the planning now. You're planning about what it is you have to do to be transformed. The past is the past. And you have to remember too that there's some soul issues that we have to take a look at. And this is why we are seeing suicide, the rate of suicide. The World Health Organization says every year 1 million people commit suicide. Now, those figures do not include those who attempted it. It is those who actually succeed. Imagine that. 1 million people a year. Now, some say that during the pandemic, because of the isolation and what the isolation does to the brain, it is said that isolation shrinks the brain. Consistent isolation shrinks the brain. And that's why it said that when someone is incarcerated, and they put them in solitary confinement, that punishment is worse than if they were to flog them, because isolation drives you crazy. It alters your thought pattern. So it's a severe punishment to be in isolation. Man was not created to be in isolation. We were created to have fellowship, interaction with each other. Iron sharpens iron. When I'm down, you can help me. You can speak life into me. You can say, come on, listen, I know you're going through a rough time. I understand it's tough for you, but I want you to know I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I know you can do this. I know you can get through this. I believe that you have the strength to do it. I've seen you. I've seen you at work. I've seen the things you've done. I've experienced the work that you've done. And I know that this too shall pass. This too will pass. It came to pass. It came so that there are lessons that you have to learn and glean from it, because you need it as you enter the other level, the next level. So these experiences at this level is a preparation to take you to the next level, so that you know what to do and what not to do, where to go and where not to go, when to speak and when not to speak, when to keep silent and observe and observe. It's a learning process. It's a learning process. We are here on a mission. So now we're going into implementation. To implement, remember I said before, we had to, as we did the planning, we know we had to have done an assessment of our soul. Are there issues there that are still in the way? Are there issues there that you're having a hard time letting go of? Are there issues of not unforgiveness? As I said, the narrative. And as we're planning, we're planning to deal with those issues. And we have to deal with those issues. Now we move on to implementation. Because remember, we're dealing with the business of you. We're dealing with your vision of who you are and whose you are and your purpose for being who you are. And that you cannot allow negative thoughts to get you to make, as they say, a permanent decision for a temporary problem. You cannot. Hi, Jenny. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Appreciate you. Don't let a temporary situation get you to make a permanent decision. The temporary situation does not define you. The temporary situation is not who you are. Always keep in the forefront who you are. I am wonderful. I am frightfully and wonderfully made. I am a child of the King. He has all my secrets. Man knows about some, but the designer, the manufacturer, the creator, he knows everything that there is to know about me. He knows everything that there is to know about me. So whose report will you believe? I will believe the report of the Lord and what he says about me. It's imperative that we do that, especially in this season of isolation, mental insecurity, psychological turbulence. We have to keep that in mind at all times. And I love what Dr. Jason Renfrew says about the mind. He says, transformation precedes migration. If you want to go where you were created to go, you have to have a transformed mind before you step into the promised land. It's difficult to go to the promised land with a mind that is not transformed. We must do that. So we do the evaluations. How's my business doing today? Is my business vibrant? Is the vision and the mission of my business? You see, you have to have a mission and a vision for you because you are a business, as I said. You must have your mission, your vision, your objectives, your goals and objectives as how you're going to go there. Were the objectives met? If not, why not? You must have that. So if you are stuck at a place at the gate, beautiful, and you are waiting on someone to get you unstuck, you may stay there for how long? Because guess what? Everyone have the struggles, you know. We all have challenges. But nobody wants someone in their purview who would, quote unquote, suck them dry. You don't want someone in your purview who would constantly be drawing from you, and have nothing to offer you in return. Remember I said, iron sharpens iron. So you look at your business, look at the return on the investment. Am I in the red? People like to say, am I in the black? I don't know why black, but am I in the black? Or am I succeeding? Are my coffers filled? Am I seeing change? What I'm doing, is it bringing about change in the lives of others? Or before we could go in the life of others, is it bringing change in my life? Because you see, if I don't take care of my business, I can't help with your business. I may very well have a piece that you need in order to succeed, and you have a piece that I need in order to succeed. But you see, when we all put the pieces together, it shows the vision of the world that we can help or the people living in this world, we can help them to pivot and go to the next level. The vibrations, these lower level vibrations that keep us stuck in that arena where we're saying, woe is me, look what so-and-so did to me, oh Lord, poor me. I said, no. We got to come out of those vibrations. And as I said before, we got to look at what we have to unlearn, what we have to learn based on what my Creator said, that I was given authority. I have the power to execute at the level of which I was created to. I have the power to change, to turn, but it all comes down to where my thoughts are, how I see myself. Am I stuck? What were the seeds that were planted? You see, I'm doing an evaluation now of myself because I'm looking to see what's the state of my business. You know, every so often, the US government, the president comes and he gives a State of the Union address. He wants to let people know, where are we? Here am I. I came in power to do X, Y, Z. I was nominated and I was voted in to be the president. These are the things that I said I would do for the country, to take the country to another level, to keep the country at the standing at which it is known. The State of the Union address, how am I doing? What's my report card saying? What are the people saying about me? So that's an evaluation. What are the people saying about me? Am I a good leader? Am I a divisive leader? Am I pitting one against the other? Or am I trying to bring unity, inclusion? Am I looking at the level of diversity? Is there equality for everyone? Opportunity for everyone? We're looking at mental equity of everyone, everywhere in the global village. Are people feeling safe? Are they having that what they need to go on a daily basis? Do they feel protected? Do they feel appreciated? Are their needs being met? Are they giving the resources that they need to get to another level, to move from where they are to where they ought to be? And when we look at the evaluation of the business of you, we would get the report as to, in this area, you're doing good. You can because of your talent and so on, you're good at this, you're good at that, and you're good at the other. But guess what? Are you a team player? Is it all about you, or all about the mission, the vision? Are you a hindrance to the accomplishment of the mission and the vision? If you are, then they have to do a re-evaluation and say, you know what? There's some things that need to change. There's some things that I have to own up to. You look yourself in the mirror and you say, you know what? This is not the real me. I don't like what I'm seeing. I can do better than this. Why am I so angry? Why am I so irritable? Why do I have to always be the one in control? You don't have to be in control. Just do what you do good. Do what you're good at. That's all the Father is asking you to do. Even do what he sent you to do. Yeshua said, I came to do the will of my Father, not my brother's will, not my sister's will, not my uncle's will, not my family will. I came to do the will of my Father. So, because I came to do the will of my Father, I only do what he asked me to do. So, because I focus my business on doing what he asked me to do, I have shalom. I have peace. Things can be falling apart, like Chinua Achebe said. Say, listen, I have shalom. I have peace. And I'm going to reign in the lane in which I was placed. This is the lane. 50 other people could be doing the same thing that you're doing, but you're not competing with them. You know why? They don't have the anointing that you have to accomplish what you were sent here to do. You are not a copycat. You are a designer's original, and the manufacturer, the volume of the book and what was written about you in the volume of the book, that was you. It's not your brother or your sister, it's you. And because of that, you and I will have to answer to the manufacturer why we didn't do what we were sent here to do. It's all written in the volume of the book. It's written there for you and I. But for you to know, you have got to go into the book, the Constitution, and your mental health. An analysis of your mental health is right there in the volume of the book. Who you are, whose you are, why you're here. Everything that you need to know. And the treatment plan for whatever ails you is in the book. It's right there in the Constitution. Tells you what to do, what not to do, who you are, whose you are, etc. And it gives you examples of others who went before you and what they did and how they cleared the path for you now to be a trailblazer. A trailblazer. A change agent. So today, I hope that you and I got something from this to understand the importance of keeping your vision at hand, because it is said that without a vision, the people perish. So that's why Habakkuk said, he said, write the vision. When you go there, you look at the vision and you get what you need, you read about you in the volume of the book, you write the vision and you make it plain. You run with that vision and you do the work. You're leaving a legacy for someone coming behind that can pick up that vision and run with it and complete the work that was given to be done. You are not alone. It sounds cliche, but it's true. You're not alone. You'll never be alone to accomplish what you were sent to do. You have help. Ask for help. Never be ashamed to ask for help. You can't do everything. Ask for help. A strong person asks for help. The taboo about mental health and madness and craziness, no. COVID has shown that everyone from the top, as they would say, from the White House to the outhouse, everybody have issues. And we need help. Okay? So I pray that you would have a great day. And I pray that you would be brave enough to take the time to take a look at the business of you and see how you're doing with the goals, your objectives, looking at your mission and your vision. brave enough to see where you are, what you've learned, and what you need to work on. So may heaven bless you today, and may you be and become the best version of yourself. And know that in the global village, we're waiting on you. You count, you matter. We need you. I bless you today. It is good. It was good to be here with you.